Alright guys, 2 trades, 2 losses. Now I wouldn't show you guys the wins without me showing you guys the losses as well. I think you can actually probably learn more from my losses than from my actual wins. So if you guys do like these trade breakdowns, be sure to leave a comment below and I'll show you guys the wins, the losses as well. Because both of these trades I got stopped out on only small losses, about $200 per trade. However, they were both losers for the exact same thing. And remember guys, your job as a trader isn't to become the perfect trader. It's just to become a good trader. It doesn't matter what level you guys get to in your trading career. You're always going to have wins and you're always going to have losses. How you deal with the loss is what truly matters. Was it a good trade? Was it a bad trade? Did you do something wrong? Okay, what do I need to work on? Did you do something right? Great, that's a good trade for the journal. Now in today's trade, I guess you could say I maybe did something a little bit wrong. I kind of deviated away from my plan, and this is why I wanted to make this video for you guys and show you guys why the lower time frame on gold can be great, but only when the higher time frame actually aligns. So we're going to jump on the charts now. I'm going to break down this whole entire position for you guys, and hopefully you guys do get some value from this video as well. Alright guys, so jumping on the first trade now. This trade was taken on Monday, the 30th of June. Now, we got short on gold for around, I believe we took about minus $200 on the day. So I actually got short here on gold. Once the 5-minute closed back below this level, I decided to get short here on the break of the low with my stops sitting just above this high here. So we actually entered this trade around 8:45. And the whole reason for this short was great. The direction was great. That's the good thing about this trade, is the direction wasn't wrong. If this trade absolutely ripped up, I would have been like, oh damn, like what did I do so wrong? The actual direction for this trade was completely correct. However, there was one very key missing concept. So the reasons for this trade, guys, is we had this amazing breakout in Asia, huge push, and what I was basically looking for in the higher time frame was price to come down, hold some of this big resistance, and have a pullback back down to these highs before then you see the next leg up. And that's kind of sometimes what you can see on gold in London. London can be the false move down before then New York has the bigger push higher. And that's pretty much what I was anticipating. Now, the reason that I got out of my trade is because London was pretty choppy. The reason London was choppy is because Asia already had all of the fun. Asia had already pushed up. From the lows of Asia, we'd already pushed up, about 500 ticks, which is huge. This is absolutely massive. So I was knowing that London was going to be a little bit choppy. And I decided to get short. Once the volume came to me, we broke this level. We closed nice and bearish. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to take the short of the low and see if we can get this momentum trade back down. The reason I take the breaks of the lows is because I use sell stops when top wicks are being created, so I can be in with the momentum. Now, as you guys can see, as this candle then reclosed back bullish, I decided to get out of this trade about minus 13 ticks before it then, would have wicked me out full. And the reason that I got out of this trade is because then the 15-minute wasn't really closing as I wanted to see. Now, the very key important part here for you guys is don't get so focused on the lower time frame. And I'll show you guys what I actually should have done. If I just replay this here for a second, what I should have done here, guys. So basically what I was saying on stream is I'm anticipating that the next candle is going to come up, liquidate the highs, hold resistance, and then I'm going to look to get my short. So what I actually should have done is I should have actually just walked away for this 8 a.m. candle, because the 7 a.m. candle has closed bullish. So for me to get short at this 7 a.m. candle, at the 8 a.m. candle, the London Open, when prices push this much is very aggressive. What I actually should have been doing is I should have been saying to myself, okay, cool, we've pushed up a lot. If I do want to get short, I want to see how price reacts around this liquidity high. So what I should have done is actually waited for this 8 a.m. candle to close. And as soon as this candle closes, and then the key thing is, guys, higher time frame is the absolute key. Lower time frame is purely for execution. So right here, as you guys can see, we ended up doing exactly what I wanted. However, I was trying to get in too early because I was so focused on the lower time frame. And what I should be doing here is, cool, as we grab these highs and hold the resistance, now what I'm expecting here is an hourly to come up for a nice top wick before then coming back down and playing this beautiful evening star play. So here, again, could have literally just got short here, guys. We shouldn't need to re-break this high because this is the liquidity level. So we take a sell here, we sit our stops just above that high, and where was our targets? All the way back down here that we spoke about on the live stream as well. So we had, you would have had a very nice target, stop loss of 37 ticks, for a target of all the way down to here over 100, which is a very, very good risk to reward. So as you now see this 8 a.m. candle, when the 9 a.m. candle opens, you drop down to lower time frame and you're looking for some 5-minute bullish structure and then a fake out to then go short. You're not trying to jump in the longs. You guys always have to be focused on how the higher time frame is looking to know what you need to do when you go down to lower time frame. And as you guys can see, held the previous high beautifully. We shouldn't need to re-grab that. And at that point, you're bringing down your stops. And you ended up coming right down to the full TP, which we spoke about live on the stream. So key lesson for this, guys, is higher time frame is absolutely key. Now, if I just show you guys the next losing trade. So that was a losing trade that would have actually ended up hitting TP. Now, today's trade was a losing trade that actually would have stopped me out full. But I did get out of this trade before it came anywhere near my stops. So my plan of action today here, guys, was if I go replay, you guys can see here gold has been very, very, very bullish. We had an absolute phenomenal run yesterday. And I was basically just looking for a bit of a pullback trade here in Asia before going short. Now, I do like gold to come back down into these key levels here. However, I was thinking, there's the potential to fill this 70 plus tick range before going short. So as the 15-minute came down, grabbed the lows and closed nice and bullish, that's then where I'm anticipating the next 15-minute is going to come down, create a bottom wick, and then drive up into the highs. So as the next 5-minute opened, I'll buy it from here. I didn't buy it from here. I bought it at the bottom wick of the next 15. What I did is I got long here. Hard stop was sitting just down below the bottom of this range, looking for this to continue breaking much higher. However, as you guys can see, the next 5-minute then aggressively closed back below. So at that point there, I decided to get out of my trade straight away. So I actually took this at minus 21 ticks, which was somewhere around here. Before you then ended up coming all the way right back down. Oh, we need to keep trading. Before then, I've never seen that before. Before we then came all the way back down to the lows of the range. So great exit. Didn't need to let this hit my hard stop. Again, what could I have done differently here? Simply just waited for the higher time frame to break out. Because look at that hourly candle closure now. That hourly candle is showing me nothing. So here's a good tip for you guys. When I see this hourly grabbing highs and grabbing the lows, what is the direction here in order for me to trade this 2 a.m. candle? There isn't one. I have to now see how that 2 a.m. candle is going to close. Therefore, this is the biggest part in trading, guys, is knowing when to trade and when to walk away. Therefore, for the 2 a.m. candle, there's no need for me to sit here and watch this. Same as the trade of the London shorts that we took down here on Monday. There's no need for me to watch this 8 a.m. candle. I need to see how that candle is going to close to trade the next candle. Same as here right now. With this grabbing highs and grabbing lows, I have to see that next hourly candle close to trade the lower time frame. So hopefully them losses do help you guys. We're not perfect. We're always growing. We're always learning. The key thing is for intraday trading, guys, and scalping gold is you still have to understand how is your higher time frame picturing, because that is the best way that I have found to trade gold. The hourly and the 30-minute are fantastic, fantastic time frames that you could literally just trade on them time frames alone. I personally love to day trade the 5-minute on stream with you guys. So sometimes I can find myself jumping in a bit too soon. However, these time frames have to align perfectly for me. And you can probably even get an indicator in your chart that tells you, hourly's bullish or 30 minutes bullish. So therefore you don't want to be, on the 5-minute looking for sells. You want to wait for your time frames to align. And once your higher time frame does close, showing you what you want to see, amazing. Now I can drop down to the 5-minute and start taking my shorts, which if there was an example on this one on Monday, pretty much here, as you started grabbing these highs, breaking back below, there's your short, stops above the hourly highs, and there's your big downward move, which was an absolutely fantastic, fantastic trade. So I hope this video did help you guys. If it did, be sure to leave a comment below. Let me know. Give me lots of feedback. And I hope to see you guys live on the YouTube live streams very, very soon. Trade safe, trade the higher time frame, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.